Hi, I'm Lynn Morgan. I'm the pastor of St. Matthew's United Church of Christ, and I am your slipper shod pastor. There's lots of bad news, which I don't need to repeat to you. But I want to draw your attention to the fact that there's not just bad news, that no matter how dark the clouds are on the horizon, there often are places where there's a silver lining, and it wouldn't hurt us to keep our eyes open to those. Now, because I am a pastor, you might expect that I'll draw your attention to acts of kindness and neighbors helping neighbors and people being generous and courageous in the way that they act. And you can find those stories on your own. But the one that struck me as being the silver lining in the midst of this whole situation is that I've learned that Hamburg Brewing now delivers at home. See, good things happen even in bad situations. Today's gospel lesson from the daily lectionary is not one of my favorites, but it is kind of pertinent to our situation. I'd like to read some of it for you. I'm reading from Mark chapter 7. From there, Jesus set out and went away into the region of Tyre. He entered a house and did not want anyone to know that he was there, yet he could not escape notice. A woman whose little daughter had an unclean spirit immediately heard about him, and she came and bowed down at his feet. Now the woman was a Gentile of Syrophoenician origin, and she begged him to cast the demon out of her daughter. And he said to her, "Let the children be fed first, for it's not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." But she answered him, "Sir, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Then he said to her, "For saying that, you may go. The demon has left your daughter." So she went home, found the child lying on the bed, and the demon gone. As I said, not my favorite story about Jesus, but rather an important one. In this story, Jesus sounds very much like a person whose religion is circumscribed by the people who he knows best and who he loves already. It's like that kind of self-interested prayer that we might make. God bless me and mine, us four no more, amen. And that sounds kind of like what Jesus is saying. He's saying, my ministry is to the Jewish people, not to you Gentiles. And so I'm not going to take these good things that God's given to the children of Israel and throw them to the dogs. Not a nice thing to say. But the Syrophoenician woman, by her impertinence and by her persistence in asking, helps Jesus to understand what we know to be the truth about him and his ministry, that it wasn't limited just to the children of Israel, but to the children of God, to the whole created order, that he was indeed and is God's message of love to all humanity, to all creation. That's you and me, brother. That's you and me, sister. And so in these times when it's our tendency to be self-protective, to help those only in the nearest circle of our concern, let's keep in mind what Jesus experienced in this dialogue with the Syrophoenician woman, and reach out beyond our comfort zone, beyond those to whom we might owe something, to those who just need something. Be kind, be loving, be compassionate, and be at peace.